there's division. There's uncertainty in which path to take first.
Like my heart is racing. I feel like flying. I feel like skipping. I don't know.
We made a fire, and we made, like, it was like Survivor.
Okay, I lied.
I really actually don't want to vote for you.
But I don't want to do it because I wanted to keep my girls around for longer.
It seemed like, even though I know that he's targeting me this round, like the way he talks to me, it still literally feels like he wants to work with me.
Glad you wanted to work with me, and then you threw my name.
You're a really nice guy, just a little bit too honest.
She's been a star social game player. She's got a lot of strategy.
This vote is for going with the majority, hopefully. We'll find out. I don't know.
What the hell?
This is the hardest pre-merge of my life.
Okay, welcome to your final tribal council for Zaagid.
Good job, guys.
So, the power is going to shift from the players to the jury, who you had a hand in voting out. All of you, you will ask them questions to try and determine who you think should be the sole survivor of Zaagid. The one remaining person will make the merge. The other person who does not will be our final member of the jury. In addition, that person they will make the merge, and they will be immune for 2 tribals at merge. There will be multiple members of each other tribe, so that will be an advantage, but the sole survivor will also have the 2 immunities that are immune. In addition, you'll have a choice to make, but we will get into that after we found out our winner. Okay, I'm going to give y'all opening statements. The goal would be to make them between 30 to 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then we'll open it up to all of you. Nick, why don't you start?
Sure. Well, hello, Jamie.
Hi.
Thank you for staying. This is a long day, long time for you guys to wait, so we are appreciative of it. I will start by saying I think I deserve your vote tonight because I believe I played the best well-rounded game, looking at the different aspects of what makes Survivor what it is. Socially, I played a pivotal part in getting a group of 5 people. We kind of ran the show for a while, and it ended up guaranteeing me a spot in the final 3. I knew whichever way I decided to go, I was stable in that spot. Physically, I obviously contributed as much as I could in challenges. I hope you saw me as a valuable asset. And then obviously the final individual immunity, I think you saw me fight for my life. So there was that. Found advantages as well. We can talk about what went down with that, but at least it was just something to kind of check off the bucket list. So just a lot of different aspects of the game that I think I, brought to stage. So that's why you should vote for me.
Eva.
Hi, members of the jury, also known as red little dots right now.
Yeah, we can't see your faces actually.
Thank
Much better.
Thank you. I'm excited to explain how I was able to outplay, outwit, and outlast throughout this whole journey. With the outplay, obviously, a few advantages, 3 rewards that were won, as well as an individual immunity won with the state. For outwit, I really downplayed kind of my level of fear, I guess. I don't know the right word right now, but I have won a LRG before, and Blake himself voted for me to win. As I was able to get through that with not a single vote played by anybody in the jury, which is a very similar standing I'm looking at right now, and asked them to write my name only for Sole Survivor. And then as I can do Outlast, as I've made it through one very scary tribal, but also really looked at Endgame from the start and really got into gear at Final 5. But I'm really excited for your questions and really excited to share how I was going through the game with you guys.
So we will switch to the jury. I'll do my best to try and light up people's faces so you can see them. Does anyone want to go first? Okay. Steph.
I would like to know how you would have navigated the game if Rachel had not been voted out.
Fantastic question. So I don't know how much Steph has explained to you guys, kind of. So for most of the game, we kind of had our core alliance of 5. That would be me, Eva, Esther, Rachel, and Steph. Mine is, mine's going all over the place. But so that was a core 5 that we kind of settled on pretty quick, and we're like, great, let's run the show. Now, as the numbers started to dwindle, it kind of appeared that Eve and Esther were one pair, and then Rachel and Steph were another pair. I was conveniently placed in the middle, and that's what I alluded to earlier, that either way, I was guaranteed Final 3 because neither groups were trying to target me, but I could sway either way. So, sorry, to answer your question, that point, I will be honest, if Rachel was still in the game, I would have sided with you two. It's just me being honest. I told you guys at the beginning, like, I value honesty. Did I lie in this game when I had to? Absolutely. But to the people I wanted to instill my trust in from the get-go, I always made sure to be honest with those people. So, yes, I would have gone with you two. Steph had an advantage pretty early on in this game. Obviously didn't get a chance to play it, right? But that was something that I also kept to myself to honor the trust that she instilled in me to, keep us together.
Yeah. So, when we were getting to that 5 core, it was kind of stressful at 6 because I was starting to think, okay, if we start the chaos now or we start the chaos in a little bit. And at that point, I wasn't totally sure where I was gonna land. But then I really saw a clear path if I was part of the core 5 with you guys, because being the only person from Ohio, there was kind of 2 states this way, 2 states that way. Although I wasn't totally sure if that's exactly where the core alliances were, it was a good argument that I would be able to kind of be this floater between you guys and a liaison to the Ohio tribe, which is something that I knew would be an important aspect to anybody's decision when thinking about going further in the game. As when you're getting to 5 people, you're thinking a little bit more than how the heck do I get out of this tribe, but how am I going to be able to integrate well with the merge tribe. So I felt really good about that. So with Rachel's vote, it would have been up to who had the more convincing argument. But because we got that extra vote with versus Mike, I felt really confident with these two as they really put a lot of effort to make sure that I was staying in the game.
Let's have Sarah go next. What is your question?
So, as somebody who was voted out early, it's hard to tell with a lot of your relationships. So, I was just wondering if you could elaborate on what made each of your games unique from each other.
Good question. No, you can take it.
Okay.
I answered the first one.
Yeah, sweet, for sure. So, very first night in the yurt right behind you, Rachel kind of had me, Esther, and Steph in the yurt, and she was like, "This is the 4. We just need one more person, and we have majority." And it was gonna not be Nick, but due to some lies and just like trying to maneuver what would be the best opportunity, it became pretty clear that Nick was somebody who we were willing to work with a little bit more long term. And that's kind of when it grew from this thought of an initial final 4 to a final 5. And through that, the relationships kind of were very like tight in the final 5. Like we did not really try to throw anybody under the bus at any point. We felt very strong about it. There was a lot of open communication on, hey, I think we're going to try to do this. If you hear your name, this is exactly why. And make sure that you're not only you, but the other people in the tribe or in the final 5 know that, hey, this is your job. You don't know about this, but you do know about this. So we need to be pushing this and kind of hitting it at all aspects.
So I'd say like 2 major things. One, to comment about our alliance of 5. You know, as Eva said, like the group of 4 girls, I didn't know I wasn't the 5th person. I'm shocked. But regardless, I think that would imply, you would think maybe that puts me like towards the bottom of the alliance, just being like the 5th member added. But talking about my social game, keeping my options open, talking to everyone, I mentioned that I really was the one in the power position to decide who I wanted to go to the final 3 with. And sorry, Steph, to kind of add to your point, when Rachel was voted out, it kind of gave me permission to side with even Esther. I hope you can understand that. Yeah. But otherwise, sorry, another point to the question. Yeah, just keeping my options open. So yes, I had my core 5, but I know, Sarah, like I said to you from the get-go, like I feel like we got good vibes. Of course, the issue is when it's just you and I versus a core 5, I can't really swing the numbers away from your name. So it was obviously sad to see you go. And then Thomas, I kept my options open with you as well. You know, I kind of hit you with like, we're the only 2 guys and there's 5 girls right now. I was like, we got to make sure that we protect ourselves. And that was just a way for me to ensure that you weren't going to write my name down. So I always felt safe in that way. I really felt safe at every tribal council until the final 4 with Steph, because I heard Steph had started to devise a little all-girls alliance plan, potentially. I don't know how...
That was already taken care of. I was just trying to check in with them.
I gotcha. So that was really the only time I actually did feel on edge, but for the whole rest of the game, earlier part of the game, I really felt solid in the social relationships I made with people.
I don't know if you really fully answered my question.
Oh, I apologize. Yes.
Wait, no, it wasn't my question. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. Sarah's question.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's like one more answer.
A lot of White Claws of Ponderosa.
No worries. Sorry, Sarah, did I answer your question?
Yes,
Is there anything else? Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay, Thomas.
She kind of answered it. So
You don't want to ask a
pass.
question?
Pass for now.
Something else.
Yeah, I'll come back to you.
Sure.
All right, I'll come back to you.
I'll ask one.
Okay, Michelle.
Yeah, Nick, I did have a question for you. Just kind of obviously being on the outside for this entire tribe, but just kind of curious on your decision for Eva over Esther. And could you kind of explain that a little bit more?
Yes. Guys, it was so hard. It really was. So, like I said, I was open to hearing their arguments and I was honest back with them of like Esther, I think you can allude to like, oh, okay, some of the stuff Eva's pitching, like it's drawing my attention, obviously. So I think 2 major factors. One was because Esther was Wisconsin, and I saw with Rachel and Steph that when you're from the same state on the same tribe, you are immediately targeted. And so heading into the merge, especially with a tribe that's like destroyed, I think we thought the 2 of us would get to the merge. So it was under the assumption, if it's Esther and I as the only 2 survivors, that's immediately going to put a target on our back. And then the second thing was, this game's about networking, social interactions. Who do you know? And it was the added benefit, being from Ohio, being from the Red Tribe, just that opens more options for me, people I can potentially work with into the merge. And Esther had about as much as I had because we were on the same tribe, same state.
Awesome. Thank you.
Can I touch on something in that as well? Obviously you guys heard a lot of my argument at the previous tribal. But one thing I really wanted to focus on as we were getting into this end game is loyalty. It was really hard to try to figure out how am I gonna convince him that I'm just as loyal as Esther, because that's gonna be a really big deciding factor. And a big thing I did was sit on my shot in the dark a lot. I was worried a few times there, and especially in that last vote, where we voted out Steph, I felt like maybe I could have played it because either way, if I get it and I'm safe with Yippee, or if the vote's going the way I thought it was going to go, it'd still be 2-1. But I was too worried that I would show that I had a lack of loyalty.
Sure. Yeah.
And because of that, I think it helped my case. And like, no, we're a final 2. I can be just as loyal as Esther can.
Cool. Thank you.
Let's ask Miss Loyalty herself.
Literally never have I ever in my entire life felt this good about myself. And I got kicked out. No, so I guess I feel like my question is generally important because of the connections I made with both of you. And frankly, I feel that I made the connection between you two. And that's like kind of where I went wrong is the loyalty stretched too far and created a bond between two people who are far more powerful in their own ways. I think my question is gonna be for Eva, and it's gonna be when you stepped into this tribe and you looked around the room and you were like, who are my people? The room, the Illinois wilderness, or as Blake would say, Illinois wilderness. I'm sorry, I'm just like never gonna get over that. It's really not okay. I can't either. Sorry. But when you stepped into this Illinois wilderness, who were your original 3? Or like 2 to 3? Like what was your original crew?
Yeah.
And what made you shift?
Yeah, great question. So when I came in, not all of us were solidified in. We started with 10. And Dan off the jump was like, "Hey, help me find some wood." While you guys were kind of passing around the buffs bags, and he was like, "If I get the buff bag, do you want it?" And I was like, "I don't know. Are you gonna give it to me?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Okay." And from that moment on, I realized that not only was it like, okay, Ohio against the world, but like it's really just the Ohioan against the world in this moment, not just the red thing. And so when when we were handing out the bags, I did not want to know what it would be like without a buff. So I purposefully walked in the way of Nick coming out and hoping that he would make direct eye contact and be like, "Oh, have you gotten one?" And then hand me the bag. Worked out perfectly. And so from then I had a decision between Dan, Esther, and John V, and that's pretty much what I was aware of at that moment. And I was like, "John V, we have no idea what this guy's gonna do, but I don't want to give it to Dan right now because he wasn't totally sure if he would want it from me, because he was afraid that it'd look too close or whatever. So I gave it to John V. He decided not to take the buff, and then that solidified my only red person here. And due to that, it's kind of tricky because you don't have anybody else to lean on or to look at and be like, "Oh, we did that one challenge together. That's fun." So I guess the first people I made like eye contact with was going to be Rachel and Steph. I think our personalities were just having a fun time out here, and really celebrating the fire that you guys were really amazing at providing. And then when it shifted was kind of the Thomas vote, I would say, of when it was like, "No, let's wait on the chaos. This is the 5." And then I was gun ho on you two post that Mike vote.
I think we had that conversation together, I think, didn't we? Of like, do we make a switch now, but then there's distrust, or do we hold off, let the chaos immense at the final 5?
Yeah. And it's that same question of like, what's more important, end goal or getting to the next vote? And it's really hard when you have 40 people to decide at what point is it end goal versus next vote.
Yeah.
Rachel. Congrats, you guys.
so exciting. I feel like you guys asked a lot of really good questions. So I feel like a lot of like what I was curious about, you guys answered. But I think one question I have is just, I mean, I would love to see obviously one of you guys win the entire game. That's the goal. So why can you share with me like why you think you're the best candidate to like win the entire game? Like thinking like down the line. Obviously, I know you shared that like you have experience and you've won before, but if you want to elaborate on that, and then Nick, if you want to share too, like I want to know like why you guys think you're like gonna win everything.
Yeah, sure. So, as I kind of mentioned, the all-around aspect, I think I've done a successful job in the social game with this tribe. That being said, something I kind of did keep secret from you guys, I did tell Esther when we had our little side chat here. I don't know if she told you. So, I've done multiple LRGs, Survivor Wisconsin, 2 separate seasons, and then I've done Survivor Milwaukee. Because of that, it was not planned. I signed up for this absolutely independently. There are a lot of people here that I have met before. Some I've played with, not directly. It was just like, oh, they were on the opposite tribe. I didn't even see it. But like familiarity. Now, as unfortunate as that is, as some might view it unfair, I understand. But still, that aspect is I now have people from other states, from other tribes that I know I can align with, that I know are going to keep me safe, that I know will put me in the best position to get farther in this game. And another thing I tried to keep on the down low. You know, I wanted to contribute as much as I could in the physical challenges without revealing my biggest strong suit is not my social game. It is my physical game. That is where I strive. And so going a prior LRG, that was the sole reason I was voted out. It was going on an immunity run. As soon as I lost, they got me out. So that's why for this game specifically, I said I need to turn up my social game, not just relying on the physical game. Because look at all the Survivor winners in the real show. Very rarely do you get the challenge beat. I mean, I understand Savannah, but you know what I'm saying. Rarely does the challenge beast actually win. It's the person who had the social relationships. But I feel that I have a balance of both that are going to place me in the best spot to move forward if I get to them.
Yeah. I have also played a few LRGs in my day.
Right.
Yes. My first LRG was actually Ohio State Survivor. And it's a 12-week game. So thinking about a longevity game, thinking about a social game, it's really important to really separate those like game interactions and social interactions. Actually, that's how I met Sydney. So we're 4 years strong. I'm my strongest alliance member to date, which is very adorable, and I love you very much. Yeah, and the next game I played was Survivor Chicago. I did pretty well, but I had some people that I knew on that season, and I actually found it a liability because they knew exactly how I would play and kind of what my strengths were, because then they could use that against me. And then the following season, I got invited back to Chicago All Stars, where I got to play all Stars from the city of Chicago, and that's how I met Blake and a few other people in production. And there, I went to every single tribal council except one. Never saw my name written down by a jury member, which is looking a very similar as a setup as we are doing right now. And I also had the ability to really reevaluate the 2 games prior and make those adjustments and go into this game very similarly, which is not being so impatient. I don't need to be the one making the big moves. I don't need to be the one pushing the big name. What I do need to be is surrounded by people who listen to me, and kind of have them be the people that are like, I heard this, I heard this. And from there, thinking about the different layers of the game of like, hey, what is Thomas going to believe? Is he going to believe that we're pushing Esther, even though I've been talking to Esther all game and looking like we're besties? Or is he going to believe that we're going to do a blindside on somebody stronger like Rachel? And kind of trying to push that kind of strategic game, just to calm him down a little bit, to not believe that it's just going to be his name that we're all talking about.
Oh, thank you. Those are great responses and very, very cool to listen to all your experiences. I know some of us are playing for the first time, so it's cool to hear like that you had to think about like your past games and how you bring that into this game. It's like such like a learning process. So thanks for sharing.
Thomas, did you have a question?
Yeah, I got one.
Cool.
Did you guys ever have a blind side in the works at all?
since everything was so anonymous, or was everything just straight up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
40 people is way too many to be thinking about anything more. So between 40 and 30 people, it's whoever it is, and it's not my name. Let's keep it going. That's a Sandra winning kind of strategy. And then you get to 30 to 20, and at that point, we'd have already kind of solidified trust within a 5. And then now we're in that 20 to 20 to 10, and I guess you're gonna have to wait depending on who you vote for.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. It's pretty similar. Just having the 5 from the get go, like we had a pretty strong sense of who was next to go. Unfortunately, sorry. I will say, if Rachel was not voted out at that final 5, that's when there absolutely would have been a blind side, and that's what would have been in my control. Obviously, we didn't get there, I understand, but that's at least where there was potential. Because then, yeah, I mean, the rest of the votes, I mean, Esther, yours may have been a blind side. I'm sorry. Granted, it was 50-50, but
That's what I wanted was to be blindsided.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, but it's certainly not off the table. Absolutely. I mean, a blindside is another checklist item that you want in your game to be like, I initiated that. That was awesome, you know? So certainly not off the table if I were to get to the merge.
Okay, players, closing statements. You to share why they should write your name down to represent Zaagid, to be the only member of Zaagid remaining.
I can start. Sure. Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna need at least 20 seconds. I'm
no,
sorry.
yeah, it's okay. I know it's hard to like encompass all of it so shortly, but well, this is really out of my comfort zone. I didn't tell you guys. I've never gone hiking. Oh my god, I've never gone camping or hiking. Actually, I don't go outside. I don't make fires. I don't sleep in tents. I don't go in the woods. I've never done that. Like, I'm a city boy, and the LRGs I've done have only been 1-day games. Granted, they're fast paced, but like, it's one and done. You're good. I've never done anything like this. It is still so vastly different than the other LRGs. Regardless, I've still been able to take the experiences from those games. Where did I go wrong? Being too physical or not social enough, and making those adjustments to ensure I'm in the best position possible for this game. I'm really proud of what I've accomplished thus far. I know I have a lot more to offer, so I would appreciate it if you guys could vote for me. I hope you understand my strategy behind the game, the decisions I had to make. If you felt backstabbed, Esther, I'm so sorry. But it's just what I had to do what was best for myself. So thank you all. It was a pleasure playing with all of you guys.
I no matter who it is between me and him, it's gonna be an uphill battle from here on out. As if it hasn't been so far. So I think the things that I'm really proud of is no matter where I was in the game, I did feel like I made sure that my bargaining chips were just as powerful as they were in the vote before. And that meant the relationships I was building, this final 3 of like I have these connections, and then when we go back to that Eva Mike vote, where I was literally shooting bricks, it was these connections that I was really using, not just from this tribe but also the state tribe, and I actually got somebody to flip on their side to think about the game in a longer way with me in it, instead of a short-term goal, which I think is very impressive when you're looking at 25 people left in the game. And through all of that, I think not only have I been able to show how I am able to outplay, outwit, but most certainly outlast. I unfortunately did not win that final tribal or final immunity necklace, and I wanted it so bad. But that meant I really had to rely on the bargaining chips that I've been saving and holding on to kind of be like, no, you don't have a better option because I am the better option. And I felt really confident that no matter who was going to be in that necklace, I would have that same chip if it was between you or Esther, or even if we back it up a few.
Okay. The time has come.
Holy shit.
Jury.
Can I go first?
What?
Can I go first?
I was gonna have you go and then go down the line.
Yay!
Okay.
Oh, they vote out loud?
No.
Wait, are
no,
we
no,
voting?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
okay. I was
No, no,
Whoa,
no. We are
whoa,
going
whoa,
to vote. You are voting. Wait. We are voting for a winner. So you're writing down the name that you want to represent Zaagid
Who the winner
moving
is.
forward.
And we are not going to chat at all.
Nope.
Yeah, no chatting.
Cool. Let's go.
Holy.
Okay. I am voting for who I would like to go further. Correct?
Correct.
Cool. So, it's kind of cool because last tribal, I voted in for him to go, and here I am voting for him to stay. I hope he kills it. Cheers.
Okay. My vote to win. They did an extremely great job. I believe they'll represent the Zaagid tribe well and win the whole thing. I think she could do it, Eva.
I really was anti-Nick over Ponderosa because I felt very betrayed by him. However, I think he gave the best answers, and I would like to see him go far. He did what was best for his game, and I admire that, so.
The only reason that either of you are here is because I put you here. You think that you made that happen, but I just kind of got cucked. And that's on my own doing. However, if we're gonna play the game, I want us to play the game. So, let's get goofy, y'all.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, I'm bummed. I thought I did a really good final tribal. I am interested to see why they voted the way they did, and I wish maybe I was able to highlight a little bit more on why I thought I had a better game than Nick. But with that said, Nick did great. It is so incredibly hard to be a final two in the middle of a game. So not only are you not worried about a resume this early on building it, because that is too high profile going into the merge, but you're also not expecting something like this. So it was a really difficult challenge / twist to get through, and I'm really proud of Nick. And I mean, I made it to final two of quite a horrible disaster tribe, and got my way to that point through my social skills. So it's a mixed bag of feelings, but you know, that's Survivor for you.
All right.
Okay. Our winner wins a merge.
Yo,
Oh, that's so cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Vincent's now.
Yo, Vincent's sweater.
Now, here is the decision that you have to make. All the jury members have read this in their letter, outside of Eva, who just got voted out. Sorry, I want to see your faces. Sorry if I blind you. They have all been told that there is a chance for them to come back in the game.
Okay.
There will be a battle back challenge where one of these members of the jury will compete. So there'll be 5 people competing, and that one person will be back in the game and be in the merged tribe. It is your decision to pick one member of the jury to play in the battle back challenge. They are gonna get, you get like 30 seconds. We gotta go quick because I see that tribe's already going.
Oh shit.
No, that's only 2 people. Haha, okay. You have 30 seconds to plead to Nick why you are the person deserving to play in the battle back challenge to get back into this game. You got that?
Understood.
Okay,
Yes.
you're gonna vote. And
Auto-
we'll go to the urn.
Oh, to go to the, everything. Okay.
Of course.
Okay, the suspense.
The suspense,
Okay.
the drama. I'm gonna let Eva go last because she has not had any time to think about this. So we'll go down in line from Steph, and then Eva, you'll go last. Sorry, you've had less time to think about it.
Hey,
man. Hey, girl.
Steph, you can also stay over here.
I was gonna say you can stay at the bench if you want.
I wanna just hang with
Okay,
you
we'll have
over
just a
here.
conversation.
Is that cool?
I know, I'm really happy with it. Thanks, love.
I'm very happy.
Okay, Steph.
What's
Come back
up?
over here.
What?
Go with the jury.
I thought I was supposed to ask him questions and shit.
No, you
The fuck you need to go sit on?
You're stating why you should get back in this game.
Oh, I thought I was like telling
No,
you
no, no,
that. Like one-on-one.
Nope,
no?
in front of everyone.
Oh, in front. Hey, Nick.
I love it.
All right. It would be fun to get back in, but I also know there's someone else here that I think maybe deserves it more.
I appreciate the honesty.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've thought about this too, and I think I'm in a similar camp. I think I've like come to terms with like how my game ended, and I think it would be a really uphill battle for me to like come to the merge. I think it would be like we already got her out. Like we have ideas about how she threw Carl under the bus. Like let's get her out again. So I want to like keep your game safe too. I don't think I'm the best person to bring.
Okay.
Okay, this is not what we thought would happen. Okay.
Drama. Once again,
Okay.
boring tribe. No, just kidding.
No, Zaagid, not boring.
Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you right now that I clearly was the glue that carried you to the end. Obviously. Like that's
I
what
would
connected
agree.
you guys.
I agree. You were the glue. I agree. I agree.
I wouldn't have picked him if I won.
Cheap shot. I'm also gonna advocate for the people around me. And I am gonna say that Rachel, way stronger player than like we lost out on Rachel. Hands
very
down.
sweet.
I also think that it's tough.
Maybe they should have drank before this.
I know,
This is lovely.
Honest to God, if Vishal or Steph right now don't go up, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I also think the coolest thing that you could do is bring Eva back. Like, actually the coolest thing. But I also would say that I am one of the best people to bring back because...
Oh,
Wait,
Closing statement. Now I'm like back in the running. Wait, hold on. I thought we were all on Vishal's side. I was like, wait.
I
No,
got you here.
I'm back
but
in the
also,
running.
if you wanted to stir some shit up,
Girl.
Vishal doesn't know shit.
Vishal doesn't know shit about shit, okay?
Oh my god.
Or maybe
Yeah, Vishal. Here, let me hear your take.
I would like to come back to the game. Definitely would be an ally if given the opportunity, and would also just be able to have a lot of fun as we kind of continue through this next day of the game.
Thank you for that coherent answer.
Well
spoken.
Sarah.
I would also like to come back into the game. I've been thinking about it a lot over the past couple of hours, and I think that coming back, me and you, obviously we didn't get to work as well as we could have, just because I was missing out on opportunities to make these alliances that you had squeezed yourself into, as we talked about before.
Sorry.
Gas.
Squeeze was so attitude-filled this question.
And I think that we would work well together because no one would really see it coming. But also would like to advocate for Vishal because I think that would be kind of iconic.
Thomas.
I'll stab you in the back.
Oh.
You say you stab you or me?
No, you.
You'll stab
Don't
me in the
pick me.
back.
Don't pick me.
Honesty, I appreciate it. I appreciate the
You
honesty.
guys are like,
I got a birthday party to go.
Okay.
He has margaritas to
This
drink
is-
with his
This is so
5-year-old
funny.
Mexican food.
Okay, Eva.
Hey, bud.
Oh, hey, girl. I know
was
you.
just over there with you.
Oh, you were.
Honestly, I think you made the right decision in choosing me over Esther. And I think that was a very logical decision, and I think that logic still follows. And I think the other thing about it is not only is it a similar story that we have, but me coming back in a battle back would give you the better edge of the shield. So you being immune for 2 obviously is going to help, but you're going to want somebody who you're going to be able to be like, whoa, she's so much worse as a threat. And I don't think these people have that same opportunity to shield for you.
God, you're so good
A very coherent
Sorry,
answer.
guys.
We had 2 coherent answers.
You guys are way too hardcore.
No, we had like 3 or 4.
6 other people. Okay.
Oh my God. You guys are way too
Thank you all for your answers. Thank you.
Yes.
Nick and I are gonna go vote, and we'll be back.
To the graveyard.
Okay. Our sole survivor of Zaagid has chosen one person for a 1 in 5 chance to come back, which would be such a comeback so that
What a comeback.
Zaagid would have 2 people in the merge, which
And
would
we
be
need that.
awesome. So, the person coming back, Eva!
Yeah! Yes!
God, that was a long time over here.
Girl, come right back.
Eva, you gotta compete to win.
I know,
it's
but
1
I'm
in 5.
No, she got it. It's fine.
Well, actually, at this point, all of us are gonna go to the field for the battle back.
Oh, it's
challenge.
right now? Oh, shut up.
Right now.
Battle Roy.
This is crazy. I mean, no longer I'll add someone in, but so true. It only makes sense. I think we got screwed by this final 2 twist where everyone else is guaranteed the merge, but you and I had to fight for it. So, girl, come back. Come back. We're gonna do this together.